Hey there, Luminari here, and welcome to my shitty Jeep. It rolls. I don't care. Everybody's had a shitty car, and, well, it's a Jeep. It's got four-wheel drive. It makes it look like I've done stuff, I guess. Yeah, chick magnet. What have I been up to today? Well, right now, looking at my invisible watch, I've got about 2.5 hours before fundamentals of college mathematics, where we're going to finish up learning about the base number systems, which is kind of cool. I like it. It's relevant to what I want to do. But other than that, went to History 101, learned a little bit more about why the revolution happened, and I could talk forever on that. In fact, the previous recording I did was about 15 minutes of me talking about what I learned in history. So, if you want me to upload that, I will. If not, then I'm just going to leave it where it is because it was entirely uninteresting and I was going off memory. If I'm going to do something like that, I at least want to make it where it's presented in a reasonable fashion because it was a lot of important stuff. And slavery, we just started touching on slavery and how it, not necessarily how it developed, but how it was developing in the States instead of being gotten rid of. It was growing. And some of the dastardly things we did. And international politics, like what Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson did in France. That was pretty genius. It was. So what do we got on the list today? We've got Skyrim. Skyrim's coming out, what is today? The 9th. So 2 more days. 11, 11, 11. And my buddy Jay, he said that the AI is pretty damn interesting. Like, he was talking about a story of this guy was fighting a hill giant, or it was a story by a developer or something, just something I guess he read somewhere. He keeps up on that kind of stuff. And he was fighting a hill giant, and the dragon came swooping by and picked up the hill giant and flew up as high as it could and dropped the hill giant to its death. At which point the dragon flew down and razed the ground where the player was standing. That type of situation might merit the upgrading of my PC. I've never been a big fan of the Elder Scrolls series. I've gotten lost in Morrowind so many times. I'll follow the storyline right out of the tutorial, and it says go this way, and somewhere along the lines, I would get lost. Okay, well, now I'm lost. Now what? I'm lost, and there's nothing to do except for beat up on baddies. And, of course, when you do that for most of your leveling, and, of course, at this point, you've got whatever weapon skill you've got up to a high enough level, and I always went monk, so I didn't have to go back to town if I didn't want to. And my jumping and athletics were crazy, so I could jump out of any situation. It was nice. It was. But when you hit town, you accidentally hit the wrong button. You smack somebody in the face. All of a sudden, you've got guards around you. That didn't happen to me. I beat their ass. I literally had guards just dead around me. And there was no point. It's not that I believe that I out-leveled the game or anything. It was just a fact of I just lost interest in the story because I hadn't had it for so long. I pretty much treated it as an adventure game, kind of like Minecraft. You hop in and you make your own adventure as you go along. And then when you finally run into storyline, you're like, this kind of sucks. Oh, Terraria. Can't wait for the new update for Terraria December 1st. That's going to be exciting. The release of Minecraft 1.0, not Minecraft, Beta 1.9 pre-release. Insert random number here. That's going to be interesting. It's weird. It's actually pretty dark outside. I'm looking at my webcam, and it's it looks pretty darn bright. But it's not. I promise. In fact, my hand looks like it's really bright right now, but it's actually pretty darn dark. I guess just in order to see contrast, we can do this. No, maybe not. Well, what else is going on? I didn't really see anything else. I was going to end up staying home today, but my stepdad had to go on to Panama, and I think he's getting a ride to the airport. I'm not sure, so that was the whole reason why I was going to stay home, but he's getting a ride, then hey, more power to him. That means I don't have to drive to Vegas. And I hear that's where Minecon is. I'm so upset. I wish I would have paid attention to where it was, because if I did, I'd be going to Minecon. Hands down. But I didn't pay attention because I didn't expect to go into any conventions. In fact, I want to start going to conventions maybe next year or so, probably during the summer. Probably should work on a passport because I would really like to go to Gamescom. Gamescom would be freaking awesome. Or E3 maybe. E3 would be pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. Penny Arcade Expo would be kind of cool too. I don't know. It really depends. The gaming industry really... it really has me on a downturn just because everything's repeating itself. And I mean that in the sense of the publishers are looking at it saying we need to make money, so it has to follow a certain formula. It has to be just like this. So you find a lot of games that play exactly the same. Kind of like that whole Korean MMO thing that I was talking about the other day with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It all seems to follow the same formula because this is what people play. Well, I'm not one of them. Deus Ex Human Revolution was not like any RPG, FPS I've ever played. At all. It was amazing. Well, what now, you ask? Well, I don't know what now. I was talking with Raven earlier. And I think I was actually going to do a vlog with my dogs. Let you see all 9 of them. We actually lost one. So we went from 10 to 9. We lost Funny Face. Poor Funny Face. We had a big windstorm and it knocked out the fence in the backyard. So one of our, out of all of them, the one I actually liked ran away. Go figure that one out. Of course, she was dumb as a brick, too. And she was that cute dumb as a brick, you know. Yeah, she's dumb, but she's mine. Type of thing. You know, I can talk bad about my dog, but don't you dare talk bad about my dog unless she does something stupid. And she was an attention whore, too. She really was. And I'm talking was, like, it's been a week, and there's been a few sightings, I think, but nobody's really ever done anything. In fact, we've had advertisements out on Kenai out here in Pahrump. And that gets... I think we ended up going off of someplace out in the boonies. I'm not exactly sure where. She'll be missed, so let me see here. Dogs. Well, maybe the next time I do this, I'll actually bring the dogs on. What do we got? We've got, in order of how I remember them, we have Junior, Little Dude, Little Big Girl. Mind you, I didn't name these dogs at all. I think that was the rest of the first batch. They're Scrappy. And of course we have Leo, Sadie, Blondie, Sweetie. I think that's about right. And Mojo. Mojo's like one of the original dogs that we actually brought. Everything else is bred in house. And that sounds kind of weird, I know, but they're all good doggies. I'm really loud, and if you ever listen to my stuff, I try to edit it out. It's really hard because they're really annoying and they're really high pitched. And their barks carry. There's not much I can do about it. But they're cute as a button. Like, I can't wait to show you Blondie. Blondie is, let's see here. Just to give you a size difference. Little dude. Here's my hand, by the way. Alright, little dude would be about like this. From chest to butt with his head right about here. And Blondie is I can fit her in my hand. Like, her head would be here, and her butt would be here, and her little legs be hanging off my hand. You'll see that here later. And of course, there's Sweetie. She had a problem with her eye, and Sweetie, they thought she had a bad infection in her eye, and they thought they were gonna have to remove the eye. But I guess it either got better, or it didn't matter. I can't remember which. But she still got her eye, and we guessed that she's blind in one eye and partially and can't see out the other. In other words, she had some sight, but I don't think she makes it out. And she's the cutest little thing. Whenever you play with her, her tongue just, you know, her tongue's just right out her mouth. Hey, she's a cute little dog. Ugh. Still annoying as hell. You know, I was thinking about showing you my cat, too. I love my cat. My cat has been with me for a very, very long time. When I lived in Austin, Texas, it was one winter. I'd just lost my apartment, and I was staying with some friends, and this cat came through. In fact, Rick and Jess, if you're watching this, hey, what's up? And this cat wouldn't get along with the other cats, or the other cats were picking on her, or something like that. It's like, not that she wouldn't get along, it's that they wouldn't get along with her. Whatever it was pretty nasty. And she ended up coming over to our house, and she would stay out on the porch. And mind you, this is winter, so I went out there as often as possible because there was no smoking in the house. By the way, don't do this at all. There's no smoking in the house. And there was no smoking in the house. And I spent as much time as I could with her because, well, she was Bonnie. I wanted to name her something like Skitty or something like that, spelled all fucked up. It was like SCZITTLEQWRS, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It was some messed up spelling. And I was like, no, Bonnie fits this one. And she eventually became my cat. She spent a lot of time with me, and my roommate said, that's your cat? And I'm like, okay. So when I finally moved out of Austin and go to Dallas, I was like, okay, taking the cat. They were like, excuse me. I'm like, you gave the cat to me. It is my cat, right? Thanks for feeding her. So, from that point on, that cat has been with me. And that was 2000 and... I was 24, so 2003. So she's been with me 2 years prior to that. And she's followed me pretty much all around the country, from Arkansas to Oregon. And now, out in the middle of the largest sandbox I could think of, Palworld, Nevada. She's my cat. She sleeps right here. Well, until I throw her off, but that's where she normally goes to sleep. So, I love my cat. I'm an animal person, if you haven't figured it out. Well, I think that's all I'm going to talk about for right now, because I can ramble on forever. I said I'd vlog, and this has probably been another 15 minutes. And like I said, the first one I did was 24 minutes. And I was like, no, I'm going to cut out all the history garbage I talked about. And again, like I said, if you want to hear it, I'll cut and paste that up on YouTube. And you can listen to American history as Luminari learned it. And how much I hate the fact that our education system didn't teach the way that Paul Johnson did. So, I'm Luminari, and I will see you next time.